So, Puppy's talking a lot today.
What?
Just whispering to the camera.
Hi, camera. How are you?
Puppy. Hello, people. The puppy is talking a lot today. So, today is... Oh, goodness. Do I have it on this one?
Glazed Donut Day.
Oh, that's like... Okay, it is Glazed Donut Day. It's got like full innuendo going on there, but you can make your own jokes.
In my what?
In your endo, mister. Let me look really quick so you can read off all of the things that today is. So, it is National Curried Chicken today. So, we're going to do curried chicken. Like this, when I saw how many of these things like are pertain to my interests, I decided to write this down last year and put them all in.
I'm just rattling bags over here. I hope the microphone doesn't pick this up.
I decided to go ahead and put that all in my calendar at one fell swoop. I'm not complaining, love. You're chopping carrots and I can't, so I just thought it would be fun to like. We don't need any onion. We definitely everyone. What are you doing? You're pulling a full Debbie machine. You know that, right? We need to get you a sushi shirt. Anyway, we're gonna put potato in there. So cut the eyes out that have grown. So. National Hot Tea Day, so I need to fire up some hot tea. And International Kisses Ginger Day. Wait. Yes! Got 2 kisses. On the smooches, on the cheeks, it says. And then, yeah, that's it. Glazed Donuts Day. So, since I can't eat donuts, and I don't like them anyway, they're disgusting, unless they're a cake donut, and then we can all argue about what a real donut is. I don't. Yeast donuts are not good. You can have all of mine. See, you can't be offended. You're going to have all of my share. What? They're gross. The only yeast donuts that are good. We don't need shallots either, babe.
What kind of curry is this that
We
doesn't have onions or shallots? You probably don't want garlic in there either.
No, I add garlic. I don't add either of the other two because this is what I use and it has a huge amount of flavor. It does not need onions. So, guys, this gets me to the whole curry situation.
Was I jumping ahead?
Yeah. Well, you're just trying to be helpful, honey.
It was a segue.
So go ahead and just start cutting carrots, like a lot of carrots.
This makes me sad.
And if you want some shallots, you can. It just doesn't add to the flavor because we've already got so much flavor in here. So this is the one that we're using this time. And we're going to make a chicken curry with this. And it has a million ingredients. So I highly recommend that you go and get this particular brand if you want to get some, your Thai, I think this is all Thai, might be, I think it is, curries. And then I usually add 2 containers of, yes, this one. 2 containers of this type of coconut milk because there's 2 ingredients. And it's coconut extract and water, and that's it. And also, okay. Does anyone else feel like that's the same as the nails on the chalkboard? Because I just felt like I threw up a little bit. Oh my God. Brian, what are you doing to me? What is it? Ingredients, all the same. Okay. Different pictures, same ingredients. So, anywho, this brand, you can find it hopefully you have an Asian market near you because there's delightful shit in that Asian market that maybe you haven't seen yet. So much good food.
And those are available on Amazon too. So.
Yes, they are. It's just they're more expensive there. And also, if you're buying it at your local Asian market, you're supporting local people. Yeah, he's gonna go tame the wee woo because there's a lot of wee woo going on. I totally got distracted. So anyway, instead of a glazed donut, what I'm doing is I can eat cheesecake. So I'll be eating, like, it's a New York cheesecake with a graham cracker crust that is not crust. It's been one of those days. But the crust I can't eat, but I can, pull off the top part. And then there's some, I don't know, is that a glaze when they do the cherry glaze stuff? Sure, let's call it a glaze. Because that's as close as I can get today with that without ordering, special ordering gluten-free donuts or cake donuts or something like that. So that's what I'm having today to celebrate all of those days. So here we go. As I said, we're doing potatoes and carrots, and because we're trying to do less fibery stuff for Brian's poor tummy and less carby stuff for both of us from exploding during the holidays and all of the other stress that has been occurring. So we're trying to make sure that we start exercising more. He just chopped out a potato eye and just went whee and flung itself somewhere into the kitchen.
My head is kind of cut up. Whoa, now you can't even see my eyes. You can only see my mouth, which is the important part when we're having a conversation, right?
I don't think so. You gotta look him in his eyes. You can't trust him without looking in his eyes. I'm gonna have this. Yummy yum. And
You're like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. What hump?
what wait, do it again. Goom goom goom.
What hump? Oh, I didn't shake this up.
Oh honey, god dang it. Okay, well, this is something that
fired.
I have commented about before. You've got to shake those before you open them, because otherwise you end up with this gloopy gloppy nonsense. And I've never.
You just stir it in after you pour it in the thing.
No, you can't get it out all the way. Look, you have to arm wrestle it the whole time. Like, I can't get a good. One of these times I'm going to do an overview. You know what? You know I'm right, and that's why you said, "Oh, I forgot." Our version of fights are pretty interesting. You want to fight about it, mister? Oh, that's cute. Look at your little curmudgeon face. You want to hug it out?
That's my curmudgeon face.
Do you want to hug it out?
All problems are solved.
Alright. Thank you, dear. So, on to curry. Talking to something else, it makes her crazy. That's what's going on. So if you hear all the yelling, that's what's going on. Alright. So I usually start with this. We need to get some fish sauce out, so I just don't forget it, because if you didn't get it, forget it. It does not taste good. And I said before, this is the fish sauce I use for the Thai stuff. So Brian moved her bed into the kitchen. So that's what's happening in here. And
Don't want her to feel left out.
she's still gonna yell a lot, and she'll just be louder where we can all hear her. But enjoy.
Why should the rest of you be left out of this conversation?
As a matter of fact, I'm going to do this over here so you can see it more clearly what I'm doing. Let me close that door, please. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in at 4. So like I've said before, every stove has a different, and if it's electric, every burner itself has a different heating ratio and stuff. So you have to experiment with your particular stove. So what I do at the beginning is I add a bit of coconut oil and one sec.
I'm leaning towards induction for my next stove. I really am.
Yeah, I'm thinking that'd be good.
As much as I love gas, because I do love gas a lot better than electric. But
Very, very consistent.
everybody who has induction thinks they're wonderful, so I'm leaning that way.
So I'm just coating the bottom with the coconut oil. And what you do is you plunk in this delicious. I'm going to butcher the words,
That's a
so
lovely
I'm not
color.
going to say it. That's what it is. I don't want to butcher the
Can you show
curry.
them the color of that paste?
It's got a million ingredients. Oh, Brian, smell it.
I can read the ingredients if it would help, or at least the main ones.
Uh,
Because it's not actually. It's
you better hurry because
it starts with
I need to
dried
put it
chili
in now.
pepper, shallots, garlic, soybean oil, sugar, salt, turmeric, lemongrass, spices, which includes a bunch of stuff, galangal, curry powder, which includes a bunch of stuff, and kaffir lime.
Yeah, I think this is the one that has the most ingredients out of all the ones that we have.
It's because it's got those pre-prepared powders in it, which include a bunch of things like spices,
And
which is a list of like 6 different things.
So by the sound that occurred, I was listening to you, but by the sound that just did not occur, it wasn't quite hot enough, so I just turned it up. Well, I did now because I turned it way up. I had it at 3 and now it's at 5. So this
So
has
somewhere
to be
above medium.
this has to be fried for a little bit because it opens all of the flavor up. And keep your fork, don't get rid of it. So, you can hear it in there. Fry it up. Oh boy, that smells like fucking heaven.
I'm so excited.
Make sure you fry it a little bit. Oh, that smells amazing. So it's got like a strong cardamom and a tiny bit of cumin, but mostly it's just like I don't know, more of a Indian curry is what we were kind of going for anyway. And it's got a lot more of the Indian curry flavor smells that are coming at me. Let's see, I need to find a little container because I don't like to leave these on the counter. There we go. That's good. Let me do a bunk. Can we get a spoon? Scrapey scrape?
You don't want to use your fork?
No, the fork doesn't work well with that. You want to do it for me? I appreciate it.
I'm on it.
My left shoulder is being really unpleasant and I still need to cut up all that chicken. So what I do is I layer in flavor. So I start with toasting this, then I get this in here, I let it cook for a little bit. I add garlic now, I add a little bit of fish sauce now, and then towards the end, I update the flavor with a little bit more sink and hurry. Then I update the flavor with a little bit more as needed fish sauce and a little bit more garlic. Sometimes I actually add salt because often they aren't that salty. So I gotta let this cook for a while. I'm saying at least 15 minutes to make sure that it's fully incorporated, and just keep an eye on it, let it cook down a little bit, but you're gonna need to not cook it too long because if you're just making a curry like this, like literally just curry, this is a vegan, and you don't need to add anything else to it. You could literally just eat this. The next layer is the carrots and potatoes, so that's why I'm going to only let these cook for, here, let's put this in the same little bowl as there we go. So, I let it cook for a while because it really gives it has to cook to marry the flavors. Ow. Yummy. Ooh, yum. Yep. That's not terrible. So, we're also using a non-stick pan right now, so we can use this same thing that Brian used to get the coconut out.
It's not non-stick.
Oh, did I say non-stick? I meant not non-stick.
It's stainless steel pan.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I meant non-stick. So that we can use a metal spoon in here. As we all know, if you're going non-stick. First of all, I don't know if you really want to boil things down in a non-stick. So you gotta let this boil down. And also, I have a theory that Brian always giggles at, that if you have a pot with very high sides, all the flavor climbs up the sides and then falls back in. So, it doesn't escape. Oh God, smell it.
No, I just tasted it.
So this is definitely more like, it's like You can smell the two things that I put in there. They're not married at all. So let's do a little bit of this. Make sure you always shake this, otherwise you're going to end up with some wonky stuff going on. Will you open that for me? Please and thank you.
If I can find the opener side.
And then you have to make sure you don't cut too big of a hole in there. See that? Don't cut any bigger hole than that unless you're really careful in the future. This is strong stuff, so there's a little bit right there. It's probably about a teaspoon, tablespoon, somewhere in there. And then I need to plunk a little bit of garlic in there, I think. Maybe. Let me see. No, I'm going to wait and see. So now we're at the wait and see stage, and I'm going to pause it. Come back here in a little bit, maybe 15 minutes. So apparently Brian chose wisely because she's been having a really hard time with us being like outside of the room that she's in, or we're in two different rooms. Then she gets really weird. She starts walking back and forth between the two of us yelling. Brian chose wisely and brought her whole princess bed into the kitchen and dining room so that she would stop yelling.
She's a good girl.
Oh, poor abused thing. Look at that. She's so poor abused. Oh. Oh. So I forgot to mention that once you've all that paste has been like fried just a little bit, and you put the coconut milk in there, you need to let it sit for just a little bit to get warmed up to a simmer, and then turn it back down to an actual simmer. So it'll be fried when you're putting the other stuff in. You pour everything in, let it get back up to heat, and then you put it back down to a simmer, and that's what you let boil down. So just to be clear. Anyway, sideways rain today, and it was storming all night and all day to the point where like things were thumping off the outside of the apartment. So yeah, so this is going to need to simmer for a little bit longer, and I think I'm going to add, I do have some fresh garlic, but I think I want to do this really quick. I know this is probably like granulated garlic without anything extra, but it's good for the beginning and let it settle in there. So it's going to need to boil down a little bit longer. I have not tried this particular curry, but it smells like heaven. We're just going to let it sit and boil again for, it's been about 10 minutes, and we're going to let it sit and boil again for at least another 10 minutes. So that's where we are with this. You just got to like feel it out. You got to taste it. Oh yeah, we're getting close. You don't want to not have the flavors married before you start putting the veggies in. And so I'm going to put the carrots in first, and then potatoes, and then the chicken. I think the potatoes and chicken should probably go in at the same time because they cook around about the same time, and then the chicken won't get overcooked, but everything will have, they'll be imbued with this delicious flavor. So that's what we got for our curry chicken. Oh, and I don't remember if I said anything, so I'm going to say it now. We just got a whole big pack of boneless, skinless chicken thighs because I prefer the dark meat, and so does Brian, so that just makes sense to us. You can use, this is one of the few things I would use chicken breast in because it does not get dried up and gross. Throw it in there, you chop it in little bits with scissors, knife. I usually use the scissors because it's easier on my hands, and it just makes more sense. Scissors make more sense. I use them for many things, but I would chop it directly into there, or chop them all at the same. If it's a bigger batch, chop them all at the same time, put them on a plate, and then put them all in at the same time, because then they're going to evenly cook, right? So that's the next step. But right now, you got it down to just above a simmer. It's got a couple of bubbles that come up every 10 seconds, so maybe a little bit lower than that. There we go. Perfect. Right, another 10 minutes. See you in a minute. Oh, 10 minutes. Just another 10 minutes, probably 20 minutes. I don't want them cooked all the way, obviously, before I add everything else, but the carrots need to go in first because they're the most dense of the root vegetables that are going to be going in there. So that's what's happening. Oh my gosh, I really feel like smell-o-vision would be a fantastic thing, and also like an incredibly unfortunate and horrifying thing, depending on what you run into on smell-o-vision. But here we are. It smells amazing. Next layer soon. I let that boil down for about 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes, and then now I added the carrots. The carrots have their own water, so they also need to go back into the whole boil situation, and they're cold. Even though they've been out, they're colder than the boiling, right? So they need to sit here for, they're probably, oh, they already started blurping with the little bubbles. So that's going to be another 10 minutes at least, probably 10 or 15 minutes, I'm guessing. Then then potatoes, and then the chicken right at the end. So I think the chicken and the potatoes need to go in around the same time, because they take about the same time to cook. As I was saying before, if you want to thicken something, you put the potatoes in pretty early, but if you don't want to like add extra thickeningness, then you don't have to do it that early. And then when I add, once like the chicken and everything is about 5 minutes in, then I'll add some more fish sauce, and then I'll taste test and see where we're at, and then possibly add more garlic or anything else that we need. So that's the next steps. Those are the next steps. I can't talk today, but I love you. I hope you're safe and happy. I've been having a hell of a time with all the stressful things that have been happening, and it's not getting better currently, so let's hope. But I still have had a lot of anxiety and stuff that I personally have been dealing with better and working through. But yeah, I've been having trouble speaking, I've been having trouble sleeping, I've been having trouble everything except for like just making sure that I get to help my friends and snuggle my pupper dog and hang out with Brian and make sure that we all feel safe and comfy. So I hope you feel safe and comfy, and if you don't, figure out how to feel safe and comfy. Totally different subject, but not really. I'm in the midst of it. I'm trying to like make sure that it's kind of an upbeat video, or an upbeat oh good lord, see? My stutter starts coming in when I'm in these states, and I want to make sure that I'm trying to give you a more upbeat video so that you don't have to have more stress. So the next video, or maybe I'll put a card up in the corner saying like, why don't you skip past this reality check part of the video. I love you, man. I mean it. I hope you're safe. We had bubbles for about 10 minutes. And how I judge, honestly, is I don't usually pull the carrots out. If I stir it and I can feel that they're slightly not, like, totally rock hard, then that's when I add the other things. So Brian, very sweetly, is going to be chopping up these 4 chicken thighs with some scissors into bite-sized pieces, and then we're going to plunk the potato and the chicken in at the same time. Also, I mean, you got to do a Mika update. Apparently being literally in the middle of all the things makes for a sleepy, tired, happy baby, because we've walked over her 3 times and she's unmoved. We're back again. It's been about another 10 minutes. Looking pretty good. The chicken and potatoes in at the same time. Let's do a little bowl. We are currently watching the full director's cut of all of the Lord of the Rings. Right now we started on the first one, so obviously start with the first one. Trying to find like a bowl that I can reuse for my own servings. Let's see. Oh, no, potato's not done. Let's check the carrot. Oh, carrot's not done, but like the right amount should be pretty soon. And then let's grab some chicken and check that. These are tiny. Those are perfect. Okay, so we've got 10 more minutes and then we can shovel all of this into our face. Maybe less than 10 minutes because the potatoes need to be a little bit more done than the carrots. Honestly, I don't mind the carrots are a bit crunchy and neither does Brian. So back to the Lord of the Rings for 10 more minutes. You ready to eat some grubs?
Oh, hell yes.
Alright, so it's been bubbling away for another 10 minutes. And we're going to load up some bowls and shovel it into our face. So let's get a end product of just in the pan. And then let's, I will pause really quick and we will load up my plate and you can see what's going on because yum. It's out of a case at a supermarket. Oh, the hair is getting worse.
I think it's cherries out of a can too.
Well, yeah, but it's not great, but
It's
it's good.
It's like cherries. Out of a can.
That cheesecake is so firm and delicious. I think they did a good job. I think there's something in there that's different than what you and I would do. And I think it's cornstarch. There's some kind of grain.
There's no reason for that.
There's some kind of grain situation in there, so I'm kind of leery about if it's wheat, then I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to have one more bite, and then I'm going to leave the rest of this guy. So, good luck,
Woohoo!
mister. I pray for your pancreas. Pray for his pancreas.
Ahora es cuando.